She better be white. Bitch, a nigga the hot. Fucking up, oh yeah. The space police. I'm nigga the hot. Keep my bitches on a short leash. I'm nigga the hot. I'm nigga the hot. I'm nigga the hot. Oh yeah, yeah, bitch. I'm nigga the hot. I'm a space gangster. I come to your planet in search of that ass. I'm intergalactic. Suck these space nuts. I'm teabagging through space. Gonna walk, drive all over your face. Bitch, I'm nigga the hut. Fucking up, oh yeah. The space police. I'm nigga the hut. Keep my bitches on a short leash. I'm nigga the hut. I'm nigga the hut. I'm nigga the hut. Oh yeah, yeah, bitch. I'm nigga the hut. Oh yeah, bitch. I'm nigga the hut. Oh yeah, 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 bitch. I'm nigga the hut.
What is up, everyone? How's it going? And welcome back to another Thursday night rundown. I figured you guys would enjoy a little oldies back there. You know, start the show off right, get you guys in the mood. And I mean, who doesn't love Star Wars, right? So I'm sure that's canon, probably. But I hope you guys are doing all right. It's Thursday night. You know, we got one more day down and then the weekend, and hopefully you guys got something planned and enjoying the rest of what we have of summer. Yeah, someone has too much. I wish, AC, I wish, my friend, but that is from Atomic Wax, which is a awesome YouTube channel. There's tons of funny AI music out there. So as scary as AI can be, there's also a lot of humor that can come from it as well. There's a lot of funny songs and stuff. So just do a little Google search or YouTube search. You can find all kinds of stuff. But I hope you guys are doing all right out there. Hope you had a good week. Cajun, my friend, hope you're doing well. Glad you guys are here to hang out with me. And we got some cool pop culture stuff to talk about. If you're an Alien fan, which I am, you should be. You would think you'd be excited for Alien Earth. That series just started. Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit, but we also are going to be talking about tonight a great movie that's been out. If you are a horror fan, highly recommend you go check out Weapons. It's out now, destroying it at the box office. We'll get into all that. I'll give you guys a very spoiler-free little overview of Weapons and give you my thoughts on it. And then another main topic tonight that I want to talk about is Gina Carano. That whole suit and things got settled there. Interesting. And I'll give you my take on it. It might not be I've actually seen a bit like a division in the Gina Carano thing. So I'll give you my thoughts on that. And then I have a whole bunch of little secondary stories and stuff that's up there that we'll talk about. But like I said, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm trying to make these things as more frequently as I possibly can, get on a schedule and, you know, have a little bit more of an earlier time frame. So hopefully you guys can make it. And but yeah, so yeah. Cajun says the best part about it is that Pedro Pascal wasn't in it. And you know, shockingly, he was originally supposed to be in Weapons. The whole cast had to get besides one character in Weapons had to get redone, and it was due to the strikes that happened a while ago, and then timing and everything because of those strikes that went on. Yeah, they all like made him drop out. Thank God, because Josh Brolin picked up that role, and man, he killed it in that movie. So, but yeah, we will be talking about Weapons. Like I said, extremely non-spoiler in case you haven't seen it. Don't want to ruin it for anybody. But let's start strong with a franchise that I absolutely love. I'm pretty sure a lot of you out there that at least watch my channel and have been around for a while, more than most of you probably like Alien. Uh, there are some weirdos out there who hate Alien, which I don't see how, but hey, whatever. I can get it. But Alien Earth is a new series out with Disney Plus or Hulu, soon to be Disney Plus, because RIP Hulu is ending, unfortunately. We'll be talking about that a little later on too. But let me share my screen here. But the overall consensus right now for this is it's doing well. A lot of people are enjoying Alien Earth. Right now, there's only 2 episodes out. I want to say from what I saw, there's only 4 episodes total in season 1. But to be fair, I think every episode is like almost 2 hours long or something like that, or it's a little bit, I know it's over an hour. The first episode is quite long, and then episode 2 was fairly long as well. But a lot of people are enjoying it, and I don't understand how. To be quite honest with you, I am definitely in the minority that I have seen. But Alien Earth, oof, where to begin? I guess I could do this as well, it's not, I don't know. If you don't want to be spoiled, then you shouldn't be watching this anyway, but there's going to be some spoilers in this. Alien Earth is absolute junk. It's bad. I don't see how people like it. I don't see how people enjoy it. There's a lot of bad things about it. So we'll just talk about the first episode for right now. I did see both of them. Unfortunately, I took a bunch of notes too, even talk about, like, it's crazy. I actually did some homework. And confidential caps with a super sticker. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that. Unnecessary, but again, I appreciate the support. And let's see. Let's here. 99 cents. That go towards the beer fund, so.
Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
So cheers and thank you, my friend. I greatly appreciate it. So yeah, Alien Earth, episode 1. Look, it starts out like I was watching it and I was a little confused because the show starts off almost shot for shot of the original Alien. I'm talking the look, the feel. It feels like was it 79, 78, 77, something like that. I know it's late 70s Alien. I mean, it feels just like it, right? They're smoking, they're waking up. You see them waking up out of their little hybrid chambers there. And then they're phasing right to eating around the table. You see the mother section of the ship, right? It's all got the same aesthetics, everything. The sets look real good. It looks promising. I personally did not like the shot for shot of Alien. I thought that was very confusing. Like, why would you do that? Why would you just copy exactly what you already have done before? Like, I don't know. If you want to pay homage to the original Alien, you could have done it with a little bit more of an Easter egg rather than almost copy it identical. It's the intro and the whole episode, honestly, is very, very slow. Like, it starts off very slow. They're they're slowly starting to show off all these characters, and it looks like they're starting to do character building and world building, which is fine. But then within like a matter of minutes, they're showing like these little scenes, right? And they're all like they're all dead. Now, I don't blame them for, like not showing exactly what happens and how the containment breach, because I mean, I did skip this, but this is obviously a deep space science vessel, so it does show and allude to that they're carrying different kinds of creatures and aliens, right? And that's it. What's up, Soul? How's it going, man? Yeah, I am going to be talking some spoilers, so if you still want to watch it, just you've been warned, my friends. But I'm glad you're here, and thank you for stopping by, obviously, and hanging out with us. But man, so yeah, so they're a deep space vessel, right? They obviously have these, you know, uh, things on board, these different aliens. Um, they're talking around the table, eating, and the two mechanics are, sitting there talking, saying, we lost a lot of men going after these things, and the cyborg, which we find out is a cyborg, or humanoid, whatever you want to call them, is basically saying like, hey, they are the mission, they are the primary mission, they're the protocol. Basically, your lives are not. I mean, essentially, again, just like Alien. It's almost freaking identical, right? Um, and we see as they woke up and they're eating and all that, but then they go and it tells you like they're 65, million whatever away from Earth, so miles, so they still have a long ways to go. Um, yeah, I probably won't watch it because it's Disney as they ruined the Predator lore. I mean, they're kind of trampling on aliens as well. So, and to be fair, I was not a fan of Romulus. Most of you know this. I did not enjoy it at all. You can go watch my review of why I didn't like Romulus. I love the practical effects. You guys know me by now. I love and appreciate practical effects, settings, all that, right? Anyway, um, so yeah, so we see this, they're going back into hypersleep or hyper whatever, and it's flashing to all these like horrific scenes. So they're kind of alluding, and you're seeing like all these characters that they're watching, right? Like the creepy Asian guy. They're alluding to he's kind of like the whole like he just stands over people and watches them as they sleep, and they're doing all this little like again character building for literally no reason whatsoever because they're in the show for maybe a total of 5 minutes, if that, and then they're all poof, they're all dead because again we don't see what happens and how these aliens or how this containment thing broke out. But, we do then fast forward a little bit to seeing this ship being under attack internally because an alien got out, obviously gotten something in someone's chest, burst out, right? And we see the alien running around doing its thing very briefly. But they're also, flashing back and forth to the main character of this movie, which is, or show rather, which is this girl with cancer who they are putting into a human droid body. And she wants to be called Wendy. It's um, what's the island called with Peter Pan? Um, I forgot, but they're called the Lost Boys is what the whole group is. And essentially what it is she has cancer, she's dying, she's very special, she's very smart, and they are putting her brain and her basically her her brain, Neverland. There you go. Thank you. Neverland. Netter, but Neverland, yeah. Thank you, Fancy. But yeah, so that's this rich guy is running this island, right? He's running this program where he's doing these droids and he's putting their entity or their brains essentially into these bodies because they're going to die. They have cancer, like they are whatever sickness that they're dying from. And you know, that's basically you find out that the girl who is now going to be called Wendy, I don't know what I don't think her original name was Wendy, but she is the main character of the show. Um, and we flash back and forth to what's going on this island, kind of introducing these characters to then this ship that's careening out of control. We see obviously the droid is just like the other droids. It's evil. It's all about the company Wayland Yutani ship. That's what it is. Uh, its mission is obviously the specimens and not the crew, because as the black the this guy here that's on screen, he's the droid for Wayland Yutani, right? He's trying to save the specimens, and what was it, one of the girls that they briefly show was trying to get into the mother section, and he locks the door. He basically welds the door shut, and we see her get killed. Now, the positive that you see a lot of people are praising about the show is like, oh my god, we're seeing so much of the alien. There's so much carnage, and it's like, yeah, that's great. That's awesome. But, you know, there's other parts of the show that matter to make it good, right? Like, you got to have really good storytelling. You got to have good character building. You got to have all these other elements that make the show worth watching, not just, Alien. Like, I was thinking about this earlier. Jaws is a great example. I looked it up. The actual shark was only in Jaws on screen for a total of 4 minutes. That movie is about a shark that is causing havoc on an island. But what makes that movie the best movie ever made is the story, how it's written, the acting, the character building, the world development, the cinematography, the practical effects. All that stuff is what makes that movie a masterpiece. And you only see the shark for 4 minutes. So I don't care that we're seeing a ton of the alien running around doing its thing, right? So, for example, actually, uh, I saw this, and here's a scene. Hopefully, I don't get pinged by this, but actually, it doesn't matter, right? Does it matter? I don't think it matters. Let's see. Share. Yeah, I think it's this. All right. So this is the scene I was telling you about, right? So he's in the this mother area where he's clicking around. I don't know if you guys could see that well. There you go. He's in this area, in the cockpit area, right? And watch how this thing. So this is after the alien killed the girl outside of him already locking the door. Look at how this thing backs up, because it's backing up into, like, isn't that odd? It looks like a vehicle backing up into a parking space. Like, that is so strange. Don't get me wrong, practical effects looks very cool, right? Like, this is all awesome. You see it, bashing into things, and I don't wanna play the sound because I might get hit copyright and all that crap, but look at, like, that's neat, but it doesn't mean that it's great. So, funny enough, uh, let's see. Somebody actually did this. So, hang on. Here you go. I'm gonna show this, because this was I saw this and literally burst out laughing. They put the truck beat in. Well, I thought that was funny, like I said, and that's what I was saying, like, yeah, I'm glad that there's more, right? But as Soul says, right? Less is more. Thank God the robot didn't work, right? So, I mean, just seeing a bunch of, like, oh yeah, there's carnage, great. That's awesome, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's a good thing. It's wonky. There's it has to make sense. If I don't care that all these characters just got killed. What's the point? The whole point of like the first Alien, you have investment in the characters, right? You got to know them. You got to learn about them a little bit. You got to see who was in charge and who was doing what, and they were joking around, and they show that very, very briefly with this. But other than that, that doesn't matter. Like they're not enough of an investment for any of this to really matter. All we know is things went awry, and the ship is now careening out of control, and it's headed towards Earth, and it's going to crash. That's all we know. When they go back to the back and forth flashbacks, um, they do explain that the world now is basically made up of corporations. So it's no really like a world government, like basically Wayland Utani and a couple of these other corporations essentially run different sections of the world, like Asia and North America, South America, whatever. It's all been split up by corporations. So that's kind of how that works and why. Um, is it just me or does that look like no, I thought the same thing. When I saw that, I was like, that looks like a giant penis. But, that's always kind of been a running joke with Alien, right? But it really did. Like in that scene, it really, really looked like it was really bad. Um, but yeah, so the whole droid thing going back and forth, it was just so convoluted and kind of confusing, very slow. Like I said, they would go back and forth to this Wendy character and her adapting now to her new body after we see the transition from her human body to now this like humanoid-esque body. And how they basically told her family and her brother that she died when she didn't. Obviously, she's not dead, right? Now, what's funny is they're showing like because they're putting these children's brains in essentially these adult bodies, they still kind of act like adolescent kids because the age group is probably like 13, 14, 12, something like that. A couple of them seem to act a little bit younger than others. Well, while they're there, uh, and this is where AC was kind of talking about earlier. So I want to share this post. Hopefully, you guys can see this okay. It says, this is a real frame from Alien Earth. So you can see, and hopefully, again, you could see that fairly decent, is that she's thinking about when they used to watch Ice Age together. Now, mind you, this show is taking place in the year 2120. So like 100 years in the future. And Ice Age came out even longer than that. So are you telling me that kids in the future are watching Peter Pan and Ice Age still? I find that a little insane. But the fact that, yeah, she is thinking about Sid from Ice Age, and that is a real screenshot when she's thinking about her brother is embarrassing. Like, I'm sorry. That's, yeah. My name is Sid the Sloth. Like, what are you doing? Like, what kids do you know now that are watching Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse? Right? No one. That's not even really the equivalent because I don't even think Steamboat Willie is 100 years old. But it's just really bad, really, really bad. Getting back to that scene there, or to this. So in timeline wise, this is 2020, 2120. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. And then Alien is 2122. So it's like 2 years prior to the first movie. This is all the movies combined, not including anything else that they throw in there, like the Alien versus Predator and all that. But the fact that they have them watching Ice Age and on that Neverland island, they're watching Peter Pan. Like, come on, dude. Are you kidding me? What's up, Godzilla? Says, yeah, well, maybe it was the 100th remake at that point. Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, yeah, with Disney, you would think so, but no, it was the normal animated Ice Age that they were watching, and the cope that I saw. Like, there are so many people. 100% agree. So there are so many people. Like, I don't know what it is about the Alien franchise, but it's almost turning into everything else. If you comment poorly about this show or anything online, you're going to get a horde of people just berating you because God forbid you have a difference of opinion. Like, there are a lot of people that just absolutely love this. Um, Again, so I'll go to like this post here and I'm going to hopefully that makes it. There you go. Hopefully you could see that a little bit better now. You're not focused on my stupid face. So I hate these like bait tweets. You see it all the time. So what does everybody think of Alien Earth? It's like, why don't you tell us what you think instead of trying to farm engage off of Twitter and jump on the bandwagon so that if you say something that half your fan base won't like, people won't follow you anymore. Like, who gives a shit? Stand by. Why don't you just be authentic and just say what you think? Rather than I hate when all these people are like, what does everybody think about this movie? And then they will give you their opinion based on what all their followers think. So, but yeah, so far so good. Ridley Scott looking at how no one liked his Prometheus movies. Yeah, I mean, no one liked Prometheus, but people are loving this. Um, Really good so far. Good pacing for a lot to unpack in just 2 episodes. I disagree completely. They're respecting the source material. Really? Are we? Surprisingly, a good amount of horror. No, false. Gore, yes. Horror, no. Production, top notch. I will say this. It does look good like set designs and all that stuff, like those, not that's really good. So I'll give them that as I smash my elbow into the wall. Um, I'm liking 90% of it, but with the reservation of the implausibility of sending a bunch of emotionally, mentally, ethically immature teens or early teens into any kind of high stress intensity environment of any kind, expecting anything but disaster. Yeah. So again, a lot of stupid decisions, right? So basically, as the story progresses, we find out that her brother that she oddly watches, Wendy's brother that's alive still, that she kind of like, I guess, stalks in a way remotely by watching him through like cameras and whatnot that she can hack into because she's some droid. She's obsessed with him, which I get. It's her brother, but he's like a combat medic, and he's trying to get out of his service, and he can't. But he's a combat medic, and this ship crashes into Earth, and we're watching this, and everyone's kind of surprised by that. And you would think by the size of this ship that like there would be like warnings going on. Like, are you telling me that Earth wouldn't have some type of system set up where, oh, hey guys, there's this massive ship colliding into Earth and no one's giving like warning, we have an incoming ship, like go inside something. Like, you just see all these Marines, or I guess whatever they are. Maybe they're not Marines. There's some type of military unit. They're working out on like a rooftop. And all of a sudden they look up, they're like, oh my God. And they see this gigantic ship coming over and crashing into a tower and whatnot. And the ship that's by the Yutani company, or Wayland Yutani Corporation, crash into the owners of this Neverland, this basically rival corporation, right? Um, the evil robot, the black robot, basically says like, "Hey, I've survived. I'm going to try to contain, the specimens, send reinforcements." Well, the owners of the Neverland thing are like, "Hey, I want what's on that ship. Send send teams in there to investigate, get it out." And then they also decide to send these robots because Wendy realizes that her brother got sent to investigate this with the unit that he's in, and that's where this all picks up and whatnot. Um, yeah, it's odd, very strange decision making. Again, making really really stupid decisions. Uh, a lot of things too. It's like a lot of plot armor where this alien is just sometimes extremely ruthless, right? It's just killing some people left and right, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. But then when this alien is next to her brother at one point, which you could, he just killed someone way easier, way closer, but for some reason has a hard time getting away from or killing him, and he somehow like gets away at the last second. Like really goofy shit. Really stupid. The fact that people are loving this, I don't understand. It's like their brains have been melted with slop. They're so used to garbage that you get anything that looks half decent and all common sense is just out the window. There's some people like genuinely bad and misguided. I agree. A bunch of kids in a high stress scenario. It's for Gen Z, just like the latest movie. 100% agree with that. Honestly, it's not that good from the half baked story. The acting of the adults as children, worst version of Alien yet. Even the eggs are off. Seriously, yeah, people need to rewatch the Alien or rewatch the origin Alien, or I think he meant original, for proper context. To compare this show to the 79 film is an insult. Uh, very much agree. But where is there another one that's saying essentially the same thing? Um, Here, I want to share this one too. Like, look at her haircut. This clown. Jeez. Uh, yeah, it sucked, but people love it, man. Bad writing, bad music, bad storyline. Not sure who thought that putting kids in adult bodies is a good idea. Too many subplots. Yeah, it's just very convoluted all over the place. Um, I'm afraid it's a wasted opportunity. And the original movie had one main plot. There's an alien run. Yeah, keep it simple, right? And it worked. And again, like Soul already said, less is more. Um, First two episodes are better than Romulus. Ooh, I don't know. That they both are pretty terrible. So, um, cinematics are true to the early Aliens. Machine Humans is quite the plot. Be aware of the alien. So let's see. Not bad. I'll keep watching. Da, da, da. Avoid. Not bad for Disney. That's terrible. Like that should not be a thing. Not bad for Disney. That should not be the bar, right? Or you should not be comparing this for. It doesn't matter if it's Disney. And there are some people that are saying like, "Oh, it's not woke. It's not woke," and it's like, if I'm not saying it completely is, but if you really kind of pay attention, it's like I know I know it's focused on girls, right? It's normally are. It's Alien. It's fine. There is one kid who is of white color that he's a good guy, but mainly all the other white people are like the dirty mechanics. The I don't know because the evil robot is black, so I don't know. I think maybe it's just the like that one kid said. It's like this is just for Gen Z. It's not designed for the original fan base, in my opinion, because it's all over the place. It's like TikTok brain, you know. Like you could see the filming of that is made for TikTok. Because if they focused on one story, it would be, I would at least be a little bit better. Can you imagine the merch potential if they use the aliens from the old Kenner toys? Oh my god, I know. If they just listen, all they gotta do is just do what they did with the Ghostbuster line and reset, like just redo the old Kenner line. People would buy those. Oh, I agree. Yeah, that the whole woke thing's out the door. Like, and don't get me wrong, man. There's a lot of stuff like you could still hint towards it. Like, you really gotta look for it though. Like, it's there. It's just not so much in your face. You know what I mean? But it's just like now. It's like it's just not as Eh, they just kinda, like, sneak it in there. If you pay attention, though, you can catch little things. Catch little It's not as bad though, but still, regardless, I hate the even fact that that's even brought up anymore. It should be based off of story, plot, like character building, character development, world development, and that's what we're talking about. And that's all been poorly done. Garbage. Um, Great show. It was like watching Alien the original. No, no. The first 10 minutes, sure, but no. Sydney Sweeney is taking all that shit away and she's getting more brand deals. Yeah, I mean, with the whole pendulum we know has swung more right than anything, right? We see that over and over again, but it's still secretly embedded in there. With I mean, is Sydney Sweeney, if you really, really want to dig, is she really a conservative? Like, wasn't she on that show like Euphoria doing like really unconservative things? You know what I mean? If you really want to like call it a spade, I'm not saying I like Sydney Sweeney. I have nothing wrong with that, right? But I try to look things from a very clear lens and not just one side guided. But I mean, granted, the fact that they flipped out about fucking jeans is mentally ill. So no, nobody knows how to write anymore. They got rid of all the actual good writers, and they've openly said this a long time ago. Anything that's really good and organic normally gets thrown away because you have so many guidelines. So, for example, right? If you did this show, so the opening show, like when they're all waking up, you have a black woman, you have a Indian male, you have a black male, you have a white girl, you have it's a diversity is our strength at its finest right there on screen, right? That is required now. You have to have all these little check boxes. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but what I'm saying is, and you guys know this, it should not be based off of check boxes because that's not true art. Like if I want to do a show about a family from the 17 or 1800s in the West, that's probably going to be primarily white. It's like the studio's going to be like, nope, you got to have. All right, for example, Mobland. A lot of people were praising that show Mobland on, I think it was Paramount, right? With Tom Hardy and all that. Dude, that was show's garbage. I stopped watching that immediately. The mob boss in that show was the wife was running everything in the background. He couldn't make a damn decision if his life depended on it. You could second off, you couldn't understand anything they were saying. But then, of course, he had to have like some bastard daughter that was Indian or something. Like, it's like, really, really, really? Come on, dude. And then the mob wife just accepted this daughter, this bastard daughter, no less, who's an Indian as their own. Like, come on, dude. That's not realistic. But again, you got to check these boxes. You check these boxes, and that's what kills art. So. A role is a role, in my opinion, but I think they did all this strictly because of skin color. Yes, like I said, they've already said, like, they have passed on tons of scripts, right, where the series requests, like, oh, it's a white family based in the 1950s, and the son's doing this, and they're like, yeah, we're not doing that. Sorry, we gotta have a certain group so that everybody feels included. It's like, well, why? Just do a show if you want to make a series about all black people, do it. If you want to make a series about all Indians, do it. If you want to make a series about whatever, do it. Fine. Who cares? But for you to have these guidelines and guardrails, that's when it's not, it shouldn't be about skin color. It should be about, obviously what the character was originally created as, and can the actor portray that character correctly? But this overall, it doesn't matter if you made Wendy a male. It doesn't matter if you made Wendy anything. You could change it. The whole plot is stupid. It's dumb to take a kid's brain and put them. It's dumb. It makes no sense. Cajun said it's like 1923. Same actress plays the wife, and she's in charge while he's recovering from getting shot. And she created the livestock officers. Yeah, I've never seen that show, but I did hear it kind of got a little stupid. But again, I don't know. I can't judge it because I didn't see it. This I saw, and this was awful. Um, um, yeah, it was just not very good at all. Like I said, practical effects and everything are really good. Couple good death scenes and action scenes, but yeah, it was pretty bad. Anything else that I wrote down here that stood out? Yeah, like for example, when the brother first sees the alien, he literally has his gun. It's coming from above, and he has his pistol up, like aiming at the alien. And he doesn't do anything. He just runs and jumps. It's like you're aiming at it, and it starts to look at you. Why wouldn't you pull the trigger? That it no sense. Um, Wendy is going into this combat situation, and she has a sword on her back. Why? Why would you give her a sword? I don't get that. There's a tower scene that again they're this rescue mission, right? That the ship crashed into like this massive tower. So the ship is lodged in the tower. So they're going from like ship to tower, trying to get people to evacuate and stuff. And one of the scenes, they're knocking on the tower door, and obviously it's like, you know, like these are rich people partying and stuff. And when they open the door, they're dressed like 1700s British people and having a party. Like, what? And they're acting like, no, go away. We're partying. We're having fun, mate. And then they slam the door in the guy's face. Like, what are you talking about? What? Like, it's so odd. It made no sense at all. It was just so stupid. I don't know, dude. Again, not for me. Wasn't made for me, I guess. I don't know. I really wish that earlier I had found someone had posted an image of it, and I was hoping I could find it again. Um, let's see. I just don't want to see anything that I shouldn't see. In case, not that it matters, because YouTube's starting to suck. Yeah, people love it. It's hit or miss. Solid first 2 episodes. Fucking epic. Like, what? I don't know. So far, so good. So it's mixed. I did see earlier, though, I will say a lot of people I was seeing a lot of people were liking it more so than others. So I did see like one guy arguing back and forth, and yeah, I don't know. But overall, if you go back to Rotten Tomatoes, Rotten Tomatoes, they like it over there. When a mysterious space vessel crash lands on Earth, Wendy and a ragtag group of tactical soldiers make a fateful discovery. Yeah, pretty garbage. Is this like The Village? Are you talking about M. Night Shyamalan's The Village? Like where they didn't know what the hell was going on. It was all fake. That was a weird movie. I love Signs. I still love Signs to this day. I think that's like his only really good movie. But yeah, I'm not feeling Aliens Earth. I'll probably watch the other 2 just at for shits and gigs. There's only 2 episodes out. I think there's only going to be 4. Because if you go on the app and you look at, like upcoming episodes, I'm pretty sure it only showed 4. And it was like 2 dropped immediately, and then said 1 is next week, and then the 4th is the week after that. And I don't know, it didn't show anything past 4. So I need to have an autistic rant about Jurassic World Rebirth at some point. I am waiting to see that just because I heard let me know how bad it was. And I did see your tweet. I am going to be talking about later on briefly, AC, about the Jurassic Park game that's coming out. That Survival looks sick. Survival looks really good. Even though I am really tired of the whole flare thing. If I see someone do the fucking flare thing one more time in a Jurassic Park movie, I'm going to smash my head into the wall. If you ever want to do a JP show, let me know. I might, you know what? That would be really good for a Take Me Back Tuesday stream. So we can I'll message you on Twitter, and we can get that set up and a time when you're good, and we could talk about kind of go through the franchise and everything, and that would be a fun Tuesday stream. So, but I do want to see Rebirth just because I know it's bad. I know it's got to be bad. I called that a long time ago. Corey says he looked it up and so maybe it is 8 episodes. I don't know. That could be. But God, 8 episodes of this? Fuck. That's a lot of episodes. Oh my God. What the hell are you going to do 8 episodes about with this thing? Man. Just a teaser. Dominion is still worse than Rebirth. I don't think I've even seen Dominion. I think the last Jurassic Park movie that I saw was Fallen Kingdom. Isn't that the one where like the island's falling apart and they're trying to evacuate, and it's like you see that the tall dinosaur like in the shadows, like crying as it's like dying. Like that was sad. It was genuinely sad for that. I know. I like animals way more than people. People getting eaten, I'm like, yeah, good. They deserve it. Oh, and the military raptors, yeah, where Chris Pratt is like, whoa. You know, he's doing the whole like fucking control thing. It's worth losing a few brain cells over Rebirth. Yeah, the whole thing where he's like using the force, like, all right, Raptor, don't kill me. Like I'm your buddy. So weird, so odd, but it's so crazy how Jurassic Park is turned into what it is. I love Jurassic Park. I really do. I wish it would just embrace full on horror. You know, it kind of did. The original was kind of horror, but Jurassic Park movies should be flat out horror movies. Not now. Did you guys see the upcoming movie with it's like a Vietnam movie but with dinosaurs? I think that's going to be kind of like a horror movie. I forgot what it's called, but it's coming out soon. That looks pretty interesting. But all right, we're going to move on to the next topic. I think I've shit on Alien Earth enough. I will probably finish watching the series just because it'll be fun to talk about on stream and shit on more. I doubt I'm going to do recorded videos. That's not worth my time. If the jungle of Vietnam weren't scary enough, yeah, I know, and it's taking place during the Vietnam War. They get dropped in the Huey helicopters and everything, and they start running into dinosaurs. Wild. I got to look it up now because it was pretty good. But so let's talk about weapons. But I will look up that movie here in just a second. So again, it will be non-spoiler. So if you haven't seen it, fear not. I will not ruin this for you. Weapons is by far one of the best movies that I have seen all year. I was excited about it, and just like all the other movies this year, I was really excited about these movies, and they turned into complete garbage. I've been walking away from movies very, very disappointed. The only movie that I came out of actually ahead of schedule, like anticipating garbage, and it turned out really good, was Final Destination Bloodlines. Final Destination Bloodlines was like, holy crap, that was amazing. So excited about that. And This one, though, I was really looking forward to, but I was like, just like everything else, this is I hope it doesn't suck. Oh, it did not suck. This was done so well. Talk about good writing, very good acting, very good storyline. Even if you want to talk about, and you know how I have said this many times before, I shit on child actors, right? Child actors are usually not good. They nail it. This movie, I'm telling you, was just it gets you hooked in. It gets you bought in. You have investment in these characters. How they do it, the way they do it, is brilliant. The cinematography, the music. Oh, it is so. This is like I definitely. The more I'm talking about now, I definitely want to go see it again in theaters. It is absolutely worth it. It was such a fun experience. Um, Rewatchability is definitely there. Like, so the guy who did this movie, Zach Kreger, did the same movie Barbarian. Barbarian was wild as it is. Okay, this movie is way better Barbarian. If you liked Barbarian, this is way better. Barbarian, the first half of Barbarian is way better than the second half. Um, but this movie all around, first, second, third act, everything right. It was just they killed it. This would have rocked as a Halloween. Oh, I 100% agree. If this movie came out during the Halloween time, holy shit. I mean, it's still, like I said, getting into the box office. It is just wrecking it at the box office right now. And I don't think it's going to slow down. It might a little bit. But as of right now, this movie has made, it says, per the numbers, Weapons has now reached an cumulative global box office total of 100.6 million, comprising of 59.9 domestic, 40.7 international. This means that the horror film has become the 25th movie of 2025 to pass the 100 million milestone, that's pretty good. Additionally, it's only the fourth movie to cross the 100 million milestone in this year, 28 years later, Bloodlines and Sinners, which I've not seen Sinners. I haven't seen 28 years later, and Bloodlines was superb. So I can't speak on the other two. 28 years later, though, I did hear sucked. The fact that 2025's Weapons has hit 100 million over the course of a single week is a remarkable achievement. Now, they did say this. So Weapons reportedly only cost 38 million to make. So they're estimating the break-even point is 95 million. So if that is true, it's essentially already made a little bit of profit or broke even. So, and again, that's only first weekend. I think that as word of mouth continues to spread and everything, this is going to make a ton more money by the time it's done with its run. So I highly, highly recommend it. Cajun says, I feel it's success because not only is it good, but Pedro Pascal is. Oh, listen, I will admit this. First off, I don't like Pedro Pascal at all. He would have, this movie would not have been as good if he was in it. He's a terrible actor. Okay. I don't know if you know this or not, but they're thinking of doing an ET reboot. Yep. And they might have him in it. Okay. Look at this. This is the concept. This is not true, but I can see it though, because they put Pedro Pascal in literally every goddamn movie that exists. Can you imagine? Can you imagine seeing him in an ET reboot? I told you, AI is absolutely horrifying and is really scary, but it can be really funny at the same time. Now, I saw this, so I had to break it up. But the comment that I saw He goes, "Me and my friends would have killed ET with hammers. I can tell you that." It's so true. Dude, if kids today fucking saw ET, they would bash that fucker's head in with a hammer, man. No, people would not be. People are gonna be like, "Oh, come on in." Oh shit, dude. Oh, that's horrendous, though. Oh fuck. Oh, I know a couple people that look like this too. Um, he looks like he's about to steal shit off your porch. He's gonna be ET and ICE gonna deport his legal ass. Pedro should start in a oh my god, Mac and Me. Yeah, Mac and Me is a hilarious movie too. Um, but yeah, Weapons. I cannot recommend this movie enough. Like I said, highly recommend you check this out. It is so. Listen, it's not just like horror, it's more I mean, there's horror elements to it. There are I mean, it's got creepy vibes to it. It's scary at some points. It's very also like it leads you down rabbit holes where you're on the edge of your seat. You're like, "What the is going on?" Like, I want to know. And then as it continues to go, you're like, "Oh," like you're going down the rabbit hole with them. Then you're invested, right? And you're like, "I got to see this through," right? And then you're running into all these other characters and the way the characters communicate with each other, the way they are written, the way they act, everybody did a phenomenal job. And I'm talking major characters that are the main and then your secondary, right? Like they're all well done. You have somewhat of an investment in all of these characters even though they're not on screen that much. And you're like, "Well, what about so and so? What's going on here? And then as it unfolds, right? Like it's so well done. And there are definitely some moments in this movie you're just like, "Holy sh did I just see that?" Like, it is again, I cannot recommend this enough at all. Um, Cajun says, "I've not seen it, but I know Paul Rudd uses a clip from, that when he went on the Conan's show." Yeah, the infamous clip from Mac and Me with the Conan show is the kid in the wheelchair who's the main kid in Mac and Me. He goes down like this mountainside, loses control, goes down this mountain at like a high rate of speed. You can tell there's like a dummy in the wheelchair. And then he falls off this massive ravine. And as the body is falling in the water, it's clearly a dummy. And when the dummy hits the water, the alien like pops up in front of the screen with his big eyes and he's like got this stupid mouth. Yeah, and the clip is hilarious. And they do it every time Paul Rudd would go on the Conan show, he would somehow slip that scene in to when Paul Rudd was like they were going to showcase some of his new movie that he was advertising or whatever the case, he would do that. So I definitely recommend if you've never seen Mac and Me, it's a horrible movie. Terrible ET knockoff, but enjoyable nonetheless. And definitely one of those like bad movies that are great to laugh at. Oh, it's 100%. It's one of those things. Like I said, bad movies don't necessarily mean unenjoyable to watch, right? Like that's okay for a Mac and Me, but when you're talking about like a franchise like Alien, when you're talking about something like Star Wars, you can't do that. You can't like that already has set a bar, right? These, low budget movies or whatever, like they're that's okay for it to be bad. You know, there's that one movie, Malignant. Malignant is another scary movie, right? Where it's not that it's good. It's enjoyable. Let's say that. It's not great. Malignant is a fun movie, but it's kind of like a bad movie. It's somewhere in between it's like a B movie, B horror movie, but it's fun. But there's parts of it that are bad. And that's acceptable because that's the kind of movie that it is. Whereas like Alien Earth, you cannot have a bad thing with that. There's an expectation set there. Um, I guess speaking of Star Wars, let's talk about the third. So yeah, that's really all that I have to say about weapons. I don't like I said, I can't go into spoilers, but again, the fact that it's doing so well just continues to prove how good horror is at the theater, and it does allow and continue to horror to thrive at the theater, right? It just shows you that you can have an original story. You can have an original concept do really well. The marketing on that was done extremely well. Like it is possible when there's talent there, when there's skill there. I mean, even Sinners has done, I don't know, I haven't seen it, but it's more of an original idea in a sense, original setting in a sense, what they're saying. And it killed it at the box office. So I don't know if I can compare Sinners to Weapons. Again, I haven't seen Sinners. Based on the whole vampire thing, I would say Weapons would blow it out of the water if I sat down and watched it, but whatever. Uh what was I gonna look? Oh yeah. Let's see. But yes. So it shows you that you can have original stuff and it work out because but you got to have skill behind it. You got to have good writing. It does exist. It's out there. You can take risks, but you got to have the right people in place. And the problem is right now I think with a lot of what's going on is they bypass, the talented people. They bypass all that stuff and they just like they want to put Pedro Pascal and everything. They want to put like, you know what I mean? Like they're checking boxes rather than giving people the chance or people fail upwards. We see that like we talked about this on a stream a couple of weeks ago where they're going to be doing a Dread sequel or they're going to a reboot, right? And they're going to have that Tiki Watudu, whatever the hell his fucking name is, that director who's awful, terrible, it's awful. And you're going to have him do Dread. It's like, come on, dude. Let's see. I guess we'll do. Trying to find a good headline here. I guess yeah, we'll do this. So we'll move on to continue. Don't care about what you need here. Godzilla says, I thought Sinners was slow, but good for what it is. But yes, Weapons was personally much better. So there you go. From somebody who saw both. I do want to watch Sinners just for the sake of watching it. There's a lot of movies that I am going to start doing movie reviews again, like recorded ones. And I am going to do some of the newer movies, even movies that I've seen, just never got around to doing a review, like Death of a Unicorn, a couple of those. Something quick, like I said, unedited, just to get it up there, keep the channel going and keep it alive because slowly dying a slow death. But, it is what it is. So let's talk about the next main topic. And the next main topic is the Gina Carano settlement. We all know about Gina Carano. It was essentially the tipping point for me to even start doing this channel. I've mentioned that many times before, right? Like seeing how Gina Carano was censored and basically fired for saying something pretty common sense back then. She got fired, right? And I was like, this is too much. Not that like I'm white knighting for Gina Carano, but it's like, dude, if we don't all start standing up and pushing back on this shit, it's going to get to a bad point, right? And it looks like it's still going to get that way anyway, but just with a Trojan horse now. But we're not talking about that right now. But so Gina Carano decided or has settled with Disney. So a lot of people are happy about this. And I did see some people not so happy about this. And they were saying like Gina Carano sold out. Um, I guess my opinion, and again, I'm not Gina, so who the hell am I, right? If this is what works for her, great. It's not like I'm sure she got paid out significantly, okay? And again, I don't know all the details of what's going on. I do know that apparently, like, the way this started in this settlement was, like, Elon Musk had reached out and said something where, he was against the oh, being fired for your opinion kind of thing. And he basically fronted, or I don't know if he paid for it all or maybe some or whatever, but paid the legal fees for this settlement to go against Disney, right? Because he was going back and forth with Bob Iger, or I think it was Bob Iger at the time. Could have been Chapek, I'm not sure, but he was going back and forth with all them. So he kind of had his own motivation to be involved in this as well. But he was apparently fronting the cost of all this. So she apparently got a payout. Let's see. No thanks. What it says. Ahead of a September trial date, Disney and Gina Carano have put down their lightsabers over the former MMA's more than year-long discrimination lawsuit over her 2021 firing from The Mandalorian. In a joint filing today in federal court, the ex-Star Wars series star and Bob Iger run conglomerate asked for Elon Musk-backed legal action to be dismissed, with the company clearly on bended knee. So yeah, they basically buckled. I'm sure she got some type of massive payout. Um, with no specific on details on the settlement have been revealed, like whether she's getting her Rebel Shock Trooper Cara Dune role back as desired, or any of the millions in damages she was seeking. Disney and Carano clearly are back in business. To that, a source close to Carano told me she is happy with how things were dealt. And then I know she posted, a couple things on there. Now, look, did she need the money? No, because we know that she was well off, right? I'm glad that she got her bag. Granted, she should have, regardless of how much money she already had. Hey, get what's yours, right? I think that people were upset was, yeah, and you nailed it right here. The ones who are mad Disney did not get exposed like they wanted to, and they probably wanted to grift off of that. Now, I can understand the grifting part's kind of shitty, but I can understand the fact that, like, hey, she wasn't paying any of the legal costs. Elon Musk was. So why not just go to trial, right? Why not expose all the really bad shit that Disney did? Because they would have had to done discovery, and they would have had to expose a lot more than what she was basically able to disclose legally. So I understand that, because it's like, this company's garbage, and people really need to know, because right now, even the mental lunatics or the people who are kind of in the middle, they don't understand how bad this company really is. So if they went to discovery and they really saw what was going on behind the scenes, it's very hard for people that are maybe in the middle to dismiss and say, well, yeah, she's pissed off because she got fired, right? No, no, no. If you have proof showing that these people are absolutely horrible and did horrible things to her, they can't hide that. That's why they paid her off, right? That's why they're like, yeah, we don't need to be drugged through the mud further. And where they're trying to salvage their reputation. So they didn't want that coming out. Godzilla says, we assume she got something, but it could also be just an agreement that Disney wouldn't retaliate. That is true. We don't know if she got a payout. Now, she was asking, like it said here in the article, she was asking for like millions in damages, right? Because that has essentially affected her salaries and her career, and she was supposed to continue in the show, right? And her character was supposed to be a fairly prominent character, and still, I guess, technically could be, right? Because apparently they're saying maybe they're going to do business together again. I don't know. Now, personally, in my opinion, and again, I'm not Gina. I think as a human being, she is an amazing person just based off of her online personality and how she comes off very authentic, right? Which is rare today. She comes off like a sweetheart and a very good person and good-hearted. You know, I personally would not want to work for this company even if they wanted me to come back, in my opinion, regardless of the money. I think now, with the vindication of this, hopefully she gets other job offers from other things and other projects. Like, I would not want to work with Star Wars or Disney in any way, shape, or form. Like, I saw a bunch of people like, yeah, I hope Cara Dune comes back. And I'm like, why? Why on earth would you want her to go? Like, why? That blows my mind. Hail Vader fanatic, my friend. What's up, buddy? Glad to see you are doing well and we're able to just stop by and hang out, man. It's been a while, so glad you're still around and able to see the streams and whatnot because I've been, a little MIA, but I hope you're doing well, my friend. But yeah, like, why would anyone want her to go back to this? Star Wars is ruined. We all know that. It's established. Star Wars is done. It's dead. There's nothing they can do to solve and fix this IP. They've done too much damage. So her coming back, like, do you want to watch it? You know? Night Ronan, what's up, brother, man? Hope you're doing well. Gina got banked. She got in shape too. I hope she fights Ronda Rousey. It would be, listen, that would be cool to see her come back in the ring, but I don't know, man. She's kind of getting up there in age. So unless she fought, somebody her own age and they trained correctly, but if she fought anybody today that was like younger than that, she'd probably get her ass handed to her. But I hope that her, she wanted that acting career. I hope that continues because she did good in X-Men, or was it no, Deadpool. Deadpool, sorry. She did good in Deadpool. It'd be cool to see her back in the maybe DC or something, right? Like, do something else, other projects, whatever. There's all kinds of stuff. I didn't see her in that Western movie, but maybe in a horror movie, right? Like, she would make a good final girl. You know what I mean? I don't think she'd be bad. Or make her a villain. That'd be cool role too. Make her a villain in something. So, but yeah, I personally, again, I'm not her, right? If that's what she would want to do, if she would want to go back and do Cara Dune and all that, hey, more power to her. I wouldn't judge her and like, oh, F that. Like, who the hell am I? Who am I to tell this human being what to do or judge her for it, right? I'm just saying, like, me personally, knowing how bad this company treated me and did all that, would I want anything to do with them in the future? No. No, not at all. Not in any way, shape, or form. Regardless of the money. Sorry, like, standards. At least again, for me, right? I'm hard-headed and too proud and just wouldn't happen. Godzilla says, I wouldn't work for them. They would make the project fail just to blame it on her. I would never trust them. Yeah, that's another thing too, man. Like, they could, or you know what they would do? They could kill off Cara Dune, bring her back just to kill her off. You know what I mean? Do something insulting like that. Oh, you got to meet her last year in Knox. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, I remember she does all those like Comic Cons and stuff, I think, or something like that. So, she could fight that one dude who fought Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. All that shit's rigged, man. I don't believe any of that. That's all for payout. But yeah, so I just thought like I had to talk about this topic just because I did see there was both sides of the coin that I really just didn't agree with. I saw some people who were full-fledged on like, yes, she can go back and be Cara Dune and get back into Star Wars, and I'm like, what's wrong with you? What? Come on, wake up. Why would you want her to do that? Let Star Wars burn. Star Wars is dead. There is no fixing it. It's over. It's done. If anything, if she went back and worked for Star Wars and Lucasfilm would win. You know why? Because everyone who supported Gina and turned their back on Star Wars would then be in effect, going back to Disney and Lucas. And you know what? Fuck them. Fuck them. Why? Don't give them. No, no, no. Now, listen, I get that because I know a lot of people are probably like, well, that's very hypocritical. You're watching Alien Earth. Disney owns Alien. And I understand that. And I agree. But I'm not watching anything Star Wars because Star Wars is trash. Alien's becoming trash to the point of I'm not going to watch it anymore. But I did like Alien. So the original. Let's see. I would love to know what she won in all this. Yeah, I mean it'd be cool to understand like the details, like hope, like oh, yeah, you got, $200 million. But no matter what her payout is or whatever they decided to do, which I'm sure there was some financial gain, it it didn't even affect Disney. Like the amount of money that this company has didn't even blip on their radar. I mean, look at how much money they drop in the bucket for like Fantastic Four, right? It doesn't, and it didn't even affect them. It's whatever, not a big deal. I know she didn't galvanize the fans to support her. That was done by the Tards online, but in some way she owes the fans an explanation on what she got out of this. Yes and no. Like, does she owe the fans an explanation? I think the only way that like an explanation would be owed, in my opinion, is if like she really decided to go back and work with them. Then I would say, like, can you explain to us the reasoning? That's the only way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because kind of owes. Yeah. Like I said, if she went back to do Star Wars, I could see some people be like, dude, we went through all this shit to boycott Star Wars, then you went back. Like, come on. Like, and then I can understand her explain that. But Meme sent an X, the state of Star Wars. Let me check that. Let's see. Oh, Star Wars is beyond. The state of Star Wars. 100%. You are absolutely correct, my friend. That's what it's been for a long time. That's what it still is now. And that's what it's probably going to continue to be because they're never going to learn. And it's too late to go backwards and fix it. The damage is done. So yeah. So thank you for sending that, though. That was, yeah. Spot on, my friend. Spot on. But those are the main topics. So speaking of Hulu, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Hulu will be going away soon. They are going to be sunsetting Hulu, and everything is going to merge to Disney Plus, which I think is a terrible, terrible idea. I remember a time when I was watching Hulu, like Hulu.com, and everything was free. Years and years, we're talking shit, like 2008, 7, when I was watching, what's that fire show? Rescue Me. Love that show. You never seen that show? And you like firefighters or anything like that? So good. Dennis Leary. That show is so not PC, man. That was before political correctness and all that. So highly recommend that show. Even if you don't care about firefighters, it doesn't matter. It's a great show, great series. But I remember watching Hulu when it was just a website. It had everything free on there, and you can watch all kinds of shit, man. And but yeah, they are going to be sunsetting Hulu, which is just absolutely terrible. Yeah, FX at its prime. King of the Hill. King of the Hill recently come out. I have not seen. Has anyone in the chat seen the new King of the Hill? Can you recommend it? All I'm hearing are good things, but that anymore scares me just because the general public are fairly retarded. And we see a lot of people going, "Oh, Alien Earth is so great," and it's like, no, it's not. It's for brain dead gooners. You know what I mean? So I don't really know if to trust the hype that I'm hearing about King of the Hill. I love the original series. I don't remember how it ended long ago. I don't remember. So if anyone's seen it, let me know in the chat. But it's apparently doing really well. Like, it was one of the most watched shows on Hulu for a long time. So King, or in a while, broke some kind of record. Let's see. Latest. Anything newsworthy? No, of course not. Hmm. Let's see. Yeah, it's already out. Godzilla. Yeah, I think that dropped the whole series. Like, everything came out all at once. All right, so here you go. This is from Variety. So I'm going to let's share this screen right. Meow. No, I'm not going to allow ads. You can eat the peanuts out of my number 2. King of the Hill revival hits 4.4 million views in 1 week. Disney's biggest adult animated premiere in 5 years. Let's see. Sucks they weren't allowed to draw it and had to use digital because it's cheaper. Yeah, it's how all of it is now. Yeah, it's not the old school animation like it used to be. It never will be. But no. So let's see. Mike Judge and Greg Daniels' beloved adult animation sitcom has revived for its 14th season, premiered on Hulu August 4th, and the first episode reached 4.4 million views in the first 7 days. That total calculated by dividing total number of time watched divided by the episode's runtime make it the most adult or most watched adult animated season premiere across Hulu and Disney Plus in 5 years. Additionally, the season premiered at number 1 on Hulu's top 15 and has remained among the top 5 titles since then. So, yeah. So apparently, like I said, it's getting rave reviews. A lot of people are liking it. I have yet to see it. I don't know if I'm kind of worried just because, it is what it is. Things change, right? It's never the same. And I get it. Things are going to change. I understand that, but I don't know. I've heard good things. I'm skeptical just like everything else. And I don't know if I need to go back and watch like some of the old series before I get into it to see is it to like as a pick me up. They probably don't. It's probably something I can just jump into because they don't expect people to watch the old thing. But you never know. Um Let's see. But, yeah, I did hear about that, so I thought it was worth mentioning. Another show that I thought was worth mentioning was, we'll share this here. I don't know if you guys have to be prepared and ready for this. Hopefully you could see this. Disney's got another great idea for a movie coming out. Cool Runnings 2 is reportedly in development at Disney with an all-female bobsleigh team. So take that for what you will. Are they going to CGI a dead John Candy coming back like they did in all these other movies? Like, was this movie that good back in the day anyway? I remember this came out long ago. Even when I was a kid in the 90s, I was like, who thought of that? Who thought that was a good idea? I think it's based on a true story, but still. I never saw the first one. I can care less about it. Um, but what have you already how do you like why? Who over there goes, this is a good idea? And then they go, you know what? Let's do it. Like, this is why they continue to fail. This is why they continue to fail in horrific ways, because they are just absolute garbage over there. Did you hear there's Sizu 2 coming out this November? I did not. But I know I still have yet to see the first one. I've heard very good things about the first one, but I did not know they were coming out with a sequel. I mean, I don't know how it ends, so I guess would it make sense for a sequel to come out? Like, did it end in a way where part 2 would make sense? Like, I don't know if you guys know, but Nobody was a really good movie. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I could pull it up really quick. The guy from Better Call Saul, he was in Nobody, which is a great, great movie. That one, highly recommend. The second one that's apparently coming out, they're saying is not as good at all, and rightfully so. Like, this is a movie that definitely didn't need a sequel at all, right? Like, it's just, here's what I'm talking about. It's kind of in the John Wick world, is what they're saying. But it's a guy who retired from that lifestyle, right? He has encounters a break in with the family. They stole something from his daughter. It kind of like he's so used to the mundane of like everyday life, and he hates it. And this one instance, just he kind of just goes click, and he's like, all right, I'm tired. You're right. We've all been there. You're probably all there now. You're just like, I'm tired of getting shit on in life and the mundane, just every single day doing the same thing. Yeah, the bus scene was incredible on Nobody, right? And this was like out of the blue. Like, you just go, like, everyone's like, "What? Where did this movie come from?" Because I don't think it did that well in theaters, but it did really good on streaming. My understanding, because I think this came out, wasn't it like the COVID era? Yeah, 2021. So it killed it on streaming, and but then they did a sequel because a lot of people liked it. And yeah, it's like you can't, these aren't movies that are really meant for a sequel. It's like it's good for what it is. It's a contained story, and that's it. We don't need to make 9 of them or then a prequel, right? I don't need to see this character when he was 12 years old and how he became a no, like it's sometimes it's just like one book's enough. I don't need an encyclopedia of books. I just need one, and that's it. So I heard bad things about Nobody, and I'm curious if like Sizu is that same kind of movie. You know what I mean? Like, they're just banking on like, oh, this did really good. Let's try to milk, let's try to milk it for as much as we can, and get more out of it. So, um, now I did see Final Destination. They are making another Final Destination movie, and it's the same writer as Bloodlines. Now, again, Bloodlines was incredible, and they tied all the movies up with that one movie, whether you've seen them or not. They explain it, and it makes sense. And if they were to continue on, it makes sense. So they can keep that going the way they explained it. And again, it has to be written well, because we've seen really good Final Destination movies and we've seen really bad ones. Bloodlines was written very well. They're very intelligently, and there's a like, you got to follow a certain path, right? We've seen where they threw slop together and called it Final Destination. You're like, ugh. Just like we were talking about Aliens. Just because you see a bunch of deaths doesn't mean it's good. It's like you gotta write it well. So we'll have to see about the Final Destination and if it's worth a damn or not. But what were some other things on here that I had that I wanted to talk about? I have a post saved. We could talk about really quick. hang on. Here it is. I did see this for my Ghostbuster fans. Ready for the red Sonja? No, I'm not. I'm not ready for any remake. I'm so tired of remakes, and I'm so, you know how it is, man. It's just you're just waiting for the letdown at this point. Corey, this one's for you though. Did you know that Gozer the Gozerian was one of the first mainstream transgender characters to grace the silver screen? Interesting. Now, I'm not going to harp on this very long. This is just one of those stories that I happened to see a while ago, and I was like, okay. Well, this is just maniacs trying to feel relevant and go, oh, I could see myself on the big screen. No, Gozer was not trans. Gozer was an evil god that can basically manipulate itself into anything it wants to. It even said that in the movie. It goes, Gozer's a girl. And they responded, it could be anything it wants to be. That doesn't mean it's trans. Yeah, it decided to come as a woman. You know why? Because women are the bane of every man's existence. You got 4 dudes, 4 blue collar guys just trying to do their job. And what shows up to ruin and spoil the party? A pissed off, short haired woman. So it fit. It made sense, right? This was a Karen before a Karen was a thing. So no, it wasn't trans, wasn't a trans person. It was whatever Gozer wanted to. Gozer, hey, what did it say? Choose your destructor, right? Whatever you choose, and I will send the traveler as a kid, because it was an evil god. Yeah, it became a goddamn marshmallow man, because that's what it said. So you pick what I will come back and destroy it. Yeah, Ray. What, Ray? What just popped in there? Right? I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. What did you do, Ray? Yeah. Talking about the campfire story. He used to roast marshmallows. So there you go. So no, Gozer was not. Yeah. Oh shit, dude. That's the best. One of the best final acts in the movie. Like it's so serious yet goofy at the same time, and it works, and it still works, right? Like, oh man, that movie's so damn good. How people like that clown Flaccid Phoenix can shit on Ghostbusters is beyond me. I love those guys, but yeah, to each their own. But Ghostbusters, amazing. No, not trans, not a thing, didn't happen. But I want to show one more basic thing. And this is some video game news, which I thought would be really good to cover. I don't know if I can show this without getting like hammered with what do you call it? Copyright or something. Probably, but that's like every stream that I do. Says the Mr. Stay Puft. He's a sailor. He's in New York. Let's get this guy laid. Won't have any trouble, right? Yeah. I love that movie. Yeah, that and a couple other movies are like when you're having a shit day, you just put those movies on and you're like, I feel good. You know, like the world's falling apart. AI's taking over. You know, we're getting betrayed by our government. Shocking, right? The world's just coming apart as it seems. I'm just gonna put on Ghostbusters and let everything burn around me, so it doesn't sting as much, you know. But anyway, if you haven't, Jurassic Park Survival. Oh wait, Flaccid is still pissed the Vikings lost to the Saints 15 years ago at the Super Bowl. Well. Hey, listen, I don't see how anybody watches football anymore. They got the gay male cheerleaders. Holy shit. It's awful. Crazy stuff. Ghostbusters, Indiana Jones, Tim Burton movies. Oh, yeah. The Burbs, all those classics, even though Tom Hanks is a complete lunatic. But anyway, Jurassic Park Survival. Listen, I am not a big fan of modern day gaming. Okay. I'm old. I'm an old man. I don't look it, but I'm old. And I like my old games. The ones that I can like say that I actually own and a company isn't just going to shut it off or tell me to delete it or break it in pieces if I don't abide by whatever their political agenda is, right? This game looks very good. What it reminds me of Alien Isolation, but in the Jurassic Park world. That's what it reminds me of. Which, mind you, I still have to finish Alien Isolation. That game is fucking scary. I'm not gonna lie. That game, woo! Like I started getting into that, and I was like, holy shit! Like not that I don't like scare easy. I still jump. I'm like one of those like, you fucker. Like I curse like when I get scared. You know what I mean? Oh my god, dude! Jurassic Park for the NES. That game pissed me off. For the Game Boy, it pissed me off when you had to run around the top down. Oh god. I still have it upstairs. Fucking game. But yeah, I always remember Grant. Wasn't he on like that little rubber buoy boat? And then the T-Rex came and started eating at you and shit. Yeah, that game is hard. The Super NES game, I have the collection. I can't beat it. Have you streamed it? Because I know you were doing a bunch of dinosaur streams at one point. So yeah, the Jurassic Park games, man, they were always hard. And I would imagine this one's probably just as hard. Giggity. Go behind the scenes with the teams of Saber Interactive, Universal Pictures, and Universal Products and Experiences as they dig into the making of Jurassic Park Survival. Yeah, with it being Universal, I'll probably get dinged for this, but so here, like, look at this. I know it's probably a cutscene, but
something we've waited over 30 years to be able to do.
Is that a man speaking?
Enter into Jurassic Park is something we've waited over 30 years to be able to do.
What is wrong with his voice?
The opportunity to re-enter into Jurassic Park.
Why is everybody, why is this a thing? I know I'm going off topic here. What happened to men? What happened to like testosterone? What is going on? This guy needs to eat a steak and like do some push-ups or something. I don't know. But he sounds like a woman. I don't know. Is it just me? I know they saw a thing where it's like men from the 30s or men in their 30s, like 34, well, even like 50 years ago versus men in their 30s today. Like this guy looks like a Pixar person. You know what I mean? Like he like all round and like SpongeBob, like like just
is something we've waited over.
Like where's the like, hey, what's going on? Like what happened? I don't know. Feminism and too many single moms. Oh, that's true. Probably all the plastic shit in our nutsack doesn't help either. All right.
30 years to be able to do.
It's really exciting to be able to translate this incredible film
into
a video game.
So as a single player, now
Of course. Why does that look like that one adult star? What's her name? You guys know who I'm talking about. Don't even pretend like you don't know, right? The Indian one. Not the bow and arrow Indian, but that Indian.
narrative-driven experience.
Look at oh my Look at Ichabod Crane over here. Holy shit. He's got a neck on him. It's a Bronchiosaurus right here. Look at that guy. He looks like he'd eat off your plate from across the table.
experience. Jurassic Park needs both strong story and strong gameplay.
One thing that is extremely important to get right
This is definitely a lady from HR, right? This is the one who sits you down on a Friday and says you're fired.
is the dinosaurs. They are the star of this franchise.
We were inspired by the original film. All the encounters are going to be amazing.
That looks pretty cool. I know this is all pre-alpha footage.
Look at every possible resource from art guys. From
God, I could not take him seriously if I was to sit in a room with him.
the film, from production stills, production blueprints to make.
That's cool though. Like, look at the fact. I love when a game studio goes above and beyond and does this. Even the smallest little detail, like Fat Body's desk over here and all the shit all over it, like that stuff to me, it's the little details to show that they love, they care. Oh yeah, you're a saint, all right, soul. He's the dinosaur hired to help the advisors. Oh god.
Make sure every prop is in the same place.
Yeah, see, that is really neat. I like that a lot.
So every one of the characters in that film is indelible, and this is the bar that we're shooting for.
The actual.
Oh, so this is who we're basing it off of. Why does she have that like shocking face on her? That does look just like her though. Well, like not the other one.
The actual journey, the arc of Maya.
The journey.
It's incredible.
We've heard consistently from our fans that they were very interested in seeing a game set in Jurassic Park. We were able to make that happen.
I'm going to mute this because the music's probably going to get me hit. But see, I'm just so tired. Like, listen, I'm not knocking the game. I'm excited. I want to see it. I think it's going to be great. But if I have to pick up the flare and do the flare thing, I'm going to be annoyed. Like, can we just do something else? Can we think of something else? It was cool the first time, right? But how many times... Angry, you might even know, man. I think someone has to go back and say, how many times was the flare used in all of the Jurassic franchises? It's just so old, but I love the T-Rex. Look at that. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Can you imagine seeing this thing walking towards you? I would not be standing there with a flare. There's no way. Like, she's got bigger balls than me. Probably so. You never know. They uglified her face. Wait until you see Rebirth. Oh, God. You might walk out. Well, I'm not seeing that at theaters. No way. I'm waiting for it to come on streaming. I think it will go... I think all the dinosaur... They all live on Peacock, right? So I still need, like I said, I need to see Dominion. I'll eventually watch that. I'll probably hate it. That's a stretch. But yeah, Rebirth, I already know it's going to be bad, man. Johansson, the tough guy, you'll walk out of your house. I'll probably be yelling at the screen. This pre-rendered stuff looks fine, but maybe in-game render might be bad. Yeah, and that's another thing too, right? Like you gotta take this stuff into consideration. Pre-render footage might be completely different. I thought that there were some that existed out there of actual like screenshots. And I don't know how far away we are from this coming out. I would imagine it's still got a while, but there we go. Let's see. Do we have any other images? Well, it wouldn't matter because it's all pre-render garbage anyway. So, let's see. Yeah, right. So, like, they're showing this. I mean, that's just the eggs. Concept art. So none of this matters. But let's try to see what else. Yeah, Cool Runnings 2. Had to make sure that I covered that with you all. Suddenly, I remember all the Jurassic Park games from the 90s. Warpath, Lost World, Park Builder, Good Times. Yeah, the Park Builder games always looked really fun. I'm pretty sure they still make those. Like, they're out there still. Like, they come out at a fairly, like you're running the park. I will say this. John Hammond was definitely a bad guy. I know he's not portrayed that way. He was a villain. Like, his idea, that whole thing, as much as I love Jurassic Park and the concept is good, but to sit there, like, he should have been he should have got way more shit than what he did. And I still think they need to, like, I really hope this game is like a horror game. I probably won't be, but I hope it's like just flat out horror. This is what bothers me. So let me share this screen. So this is another, I don't know if this is like a real clip. It's probably like a cut scene, but this is where it's like full of member berries. Obviously they're in the kitchen, right? It's like, can we just see other parts of the island? I hope it's not just completely full of member berries, and they do some original stuff if they can, right? I'm sure we're going to see the raptor pit. We're going to see, where the truck is, where Ian Malcolm was waving the damn flare originally. Yeah, they said they will show other parts. Good. So I hope they will. I hope there's no day one patch. Dude, it's a modern game, man. It'll probably be unplayable because that's how these games are. Oh yeah, you gotta download the game, get it ready. Oh, and now we have a 3-hour download to patch all the problems because we rushed it. So I hope not, but basing it off of how things usually go, that's kind of the par for the course anyway. Par for the course. So, let's see. But no, that's about it. That's all the topics that I had for the evening. I think the only one I had, like I said, was like the gay cheerleaders and whatnot. But I'm not talking about that. I mean, it's the NFL, right? The NFL. Let's see. Corey says, I hope it's like Indiana Jones and stick to the source material, but make a good, interesting game and the story. Yeah, I mean, obviously she's another survivor, and I'm glad they're expanding on that, right? Because we did see in the movie there were clearly just like normal workers there, and it was always odd to me. It's like this island should, like, they're preparing for operation. So where did everybody else go? And I know they said, yeah, they already evacuated. They made it to the ship, and there was a ship coming out before everything got shut down. So that's probably where they went. But still, some had to have stayed on the island in case like things go south. So I don't know, but I'm glad they're doing this. Maybe they'll expand on that. Did you ever play Jurassic Park the game? It was made by the Telltale guys. No, I didn't know there was. And I love the Telltale games. I did the Telltale game Walking Dead. That was really cool. I love those where they do the stories and whatnot. I know there was a Telltale Back to the Future game that I have yet to play that I wanted to. That was supposed to be really good as well. No, I didn't know that. It looks interesting. That game showed new parts of the OG park. Jurassic Park, the game was pretty good from what I've seen. Yeah, apparently it's decent on. I'm looking on Steam right now. Mostly positive. It looks pretty good. Is it long enough? Oh, wow. I just noticed you cannot get this game on Steam. It was woke before woke was cool. It says, at the request of the publisher, the Jurassic Park the game is unlisted on Steam store and will not appear in search. So I wonder where you could play this now, if not on Steam. Maybe COG? Is it COG or what's the other one? Yeah, it's showing right now that it's not available on Steam. Here, I'll share my screen. So hopefully you can see that. Oh, right here. So yeah. Yep. Buy physical copies. Unfortunately, you can't always buy physical copies of things. So, like, for example, the movie Barbarian, the director begged, begged for them to release a physical copy, and they refused to do it. They will not do a physical copy of Barbarian. And they do that, well, because if you have a physical copy, you have no reason to stay on the app. So physical copies will eventually be a complete thing of the past, unfortunately. They want everything digital so they can control it. They'll make you pay extra, this, that, and the other. But yeah, you can't find it on Steam. I wonder if there's anywhere else you can get this, though. Maybe Amazon or something if you can buy it physical. Oh my God. Let me see this. Now I'm curious. Yeah, the only way is buying the physical disc on Xbox 360 since that was the only physical release. Yep. Interesting. So you know what that means? You're going to have to sail the open seas to find it somewhere. Not that I'm advocating for that. But yeah, that's why Yep. It's expensive because everything now is considered retro and anything physical is hard to come by and find. And that means prices just skyrocket on everything. So pretty insane. But yep, always get physical releases if you can. Unfortunately, now it's like even when you buy a physical release, it's like, oh, well, you still need to download it off the internet. And you still need internet access to play it, even if you do have a physical release. So it's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. So I don't know. But yeah, kind of crazy, but I am looking forward to it. Like I said, a couple of these other movies and the game itself should be fun. I may have to, like I said, maybe sail the seven seas and see if I can acquire this somehow. Because I do like the Telltale games; they are fun. I like those like kind of click and story driven games. It's pretty cool. Like I said, the Back to the Future one seemed really cool. I never got to play it. But the Walking Dead ones were freaking awesome. And Robert Kirkman was involved in that directly. And Robert Kirkman is a hell of a writer. So pretty cool. But yeah. So, well, I think that's going to do it, my friends. I appreciate you all hanging out. It's been a good stream. Had a lot of good topics. Went almost 2 hours of me rambling like an idiot about pop culture stuff. But I do have some, like I said, I'm working on some movie reviews. I am going to start doing my normal videos. That way, you guys, if you guys care about movie reviews and stuff, old and new, I am going to shit on things. I love doing that, especially things that most of these like new people like, because I love when they scream in my comments about how awful I am and how stupid I am. It is actually pretty fun. So I am going to do that. But like always, thank you guys for hanging out. AC, Cajun. AC, I will chat with you. Maybe we could set up a Take Me Back Tuesday. We can kind of go over the Jurassic Park series. We can talk about not only the series itself from all the movie standpoint, but even the games, everything. I'll find some old Jurassic Park commercials for the old school retro toys. Dude, I have all of them, man. Those old retro toys still, they're somewhere. And dude, that was like the heyday of things back in what, 94 when that came out, dude, was freaking awesome. But I'm gonna leave you guys with another awesome song that I found. Hopefully something new. But thank you guys again, as always, all of you for checking out the stream. I greatly appreciate it. And I will catch you guys next week. So enjoy the song. See you later.
Right.